Hello, welcome to another session of Learn with Veer Sagar. Today we will talk about customers, not how to acquire customers. Maybe we'll do that another time. But what does a customer mean to us? We look at a customer as somebody who's required for us to meet our numbers, to meet our target. And a customer also sees you when you go in as he's that you are interested in meeting your targets. And therefore, he is not so supportive. However, if the customer feels that you are his friend and you can be relied upon to help him solve his problem, to achieve his target, then he will give his life for you. A customer must see you as a friend, as a problem solver, as somebody who can remove his pain points. I give you an example. When I was selling computers, one of my colleagues, he was a support manager, customer support manager, and very well liked by the customer. And he was able to get at times more orders from that customer than the salesman. So we thought about it and we found that the customer actually trusts him because he does not see him as a target carrying person. After some time, right, we said, okay, let's transfer him to sales. Moment he became area sales manager, his importance, his hold with the customer dropped. Not because he was behaving differently, but with the label of sales, the customer now looked at him with suspicion. So that's how it is generally done. Now, customer is a very, very difficult thing to acquire. So, having got a customer, we have to do whatever it takes to protect, to support, and to grow the customer. And we can do that by making him as your vertical. When somebody asks me, what's your vertical for my companies? And I say, my vertical is my customer. If you see the traditional way of getting a customer, right, is you need about 1,000 list names of suspect guys who might vaguely, very, very vaguely, 1 in 1,000 chance of actually buying your product. You make a list, then you go through, right, and then you are lucky if you can retain 100 out of that list as people who are likely to buy. And then you qualify them. And there's a very formal, well-defined process of qualification, and maybe we'll do that in another session. And when you qualify them, you'll end up by getting 10 people, if you're lucky. And then from the 10, if you are lucky, you will get one order. So you see the kind of effort that has to be made from the beginning to the end to get one customer. So having got him, we've got to keep him, we've got to grow him, we've got to nurture him. And you can only do that by enhancing his power. A couple of examples. A customer of mine, his pain point was he was not able to manage the sales data for customers that he's acquiring. He needed help in Salesforce.com. He spoke to me, and I didn't know Salesforce.com at that point in time. So I said, give me 2 weeks and I'll get back to you with the solution. And I went back to him with a solution and started a Salesforce.com business. I helped him, and that customer since then has brought me so much business on the business that I do, not on Salesforce, but so much business I do that it has more than offset whatever effort I may have made in getting the Salesforce.com started. If the customer feels that you care for him, then he will help you meet your targets, your numbers without you. When I was selling computers, right, I got the Reserve Bank head of management services to sign an order for a fairly large system way ahead of when he needed it because he found that if I get the order, I would meet my numbers. Similarly, and I shouldn't be taking names because I don't know whether they like it or not, but a very large mine magnate in Goa, right? He was very fond of me, he liked me, and he knew that I was having some problem selling the earth moving tires, which had become slow moving and was not meeting his targets. And he just called his purchasing manager and said, buy it. He said, sir, we have no place even to put the tires. He said, doesn't matter. Keep them in the field. But we need to help him. Similarly, if you go and help a customer when there's nothing in it for you, without worrying about price, without worrying about anything, he will remember that. If your customer grows in this organization, and if you help him grow, then he becomes in a strong position to help you. So we should aim at supporting and making the customer grow. In my current job, right, in the back office, all my customers now are in the US. I do not have a marketing staff. I don't have a marketing department. The entire marketing department is me. And my field people are my customers, my lawyers who will go out and get me business. I've had people who have taken me to other lawyers and said, take this company, is very good. People who have said, talk to so and so, they've given me leads. And when a customer gives a lead, you go to the new guy, prospect, pre-sold. You don't have to make anything about how good you are because he already knows that. Now you have to sit down and tell him how you can help him. One of my customers, who are now become, luckily, most of my American customers are now more friends than customers because they have been with me for almost like 10 years. Right? One of my customers in the early stage, I called him and I said, look, I'm coming to US, I'm coming to your town. Tell me which is the best hotel to stay for my meetings with you. You are my main focus of meetings. Oh, he said, my house. I said, no, don't joke. Tell me seriously. He said, no, my house, seriously. And he came and picked me up from the airport and made me, and I stayed with him. Use your customers. They can be very useful, not only for market information, but for designing products. They know best what they need in a product. So sit with your customers, ask them, what else can we do in the product? How can you design the product? How can you make it different? We are doing now e-coaching on cricket. And I'm sitting with the customer and saying, tell me, what do we need to do here? To design the product, you sit with the customer, the coach, and the student and say, tell me, what else do you need? So when you design a product, involve the customer. And when you involve the customer, you get a better product. So in short, to sum up, your customer has to be your best friend. The customer, you must think from the customer's point of view. What is good for the customer? If your customer wants a product and you don't have it, don't try and push around the product to suit him or talk him out of it and talk him into what you have. Tell him you don't have and you recommend this, something else. He will appreciate you for it and next time you will get an order from him. So look at the customer as a friend and the customer must look at you as a friend. Who you should be somebody that the customer sees for solving his problems. And if he sees you as somebody who can solve his problems, he can trust you, then he will go out, he or she, I have a lot of lady customers, so he or she will go out of the way to find you orders, to find you business, to help you meet your target. So the customer has to be your friend. Think like a customer, behave with the customer so that he gets what's best for him. With that, It's Veer Sagar saying goodbye until we see you next time. Thank you.